help with, and then say what the obstacle is. So I'll start. My help right now that I need is, we've got an ambassador in Nigeria, we've got an ambassador in Kenya, we've got an ambassador in America and Uganda, but we don't have an ambassador in Ghana. So that's now, I'm putting it out. So what would happen is, within the group, you'd find that, let's discuss it. So you say, what is it I desire? This is what I desire. And what is your obstacle? And within the group, we would try and solve it. So somebody might say to me, oh no, I know somebody in Ghana. So this morning I was sharing with a lady, and she said to me, yes, actually I have an event, my daughter does events in Nigeria. I'll connect her to you. Or my sister is in Nigeria, she can also work with the lady. So you see how the vision is taking off, because I've asked for help, but then I've also allowed myself to be helped. Because help it comes with humility. You must also understand that we don't know everything. We cannot do it all by ourselves. And we need to start trusting each other as women. So the idea is, when you receive help from anybody in this room, then what we want to do is maintain that connection over the next year. And actually have integrity in that connection. Anytime you meet up with that woman, it's about praying for them. It's about speaking life over them. It's about finding out how they're progressing. The conversation shouldn't digress into complaining or, oh, this is not working. It should just be a very productive conversation of each of you uplifting each other. So you might say, let's talk once a week. 15 minutes, how are you getting on? 15 minutes, how am I getting on? And that's what the conversation is. And that would be a journey for the year, to actually connect with that lady and have a very enriching relationship. So being very intentional about that. So we get what the exercise is going to be. Okay, so I've started, and I said I don't have an ambassador in Ghana. So you can start, and then later on we can kind of, she's talking, or whoever who wants to start, let's start. Just anything that comes to your mind. You don't really need to think so.
It needs to be a problem, like a problem that you need to resolve.
It's more of a desire rather than a problem.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's more of, I desire this. So for me, it's a desire. It's not really a problem per se, because if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. If that makes sense. But it's a desire of what you would like. And maybe somebody can step in and lift that burden somehow, because they have a connection somewhere of some kind. Yeah. So that's how so just listen, and then as if you want to make notes, if you want to, and introduce yourself. You don't have a badge? No, we don't. Okay. So we all have badges. If you don't have a badge, just start with your name. Okay, go.
Okay, good afternoon everyone. My name is Simone. I think you've all met me already. I think I'm in the right room because I actually want to be a life coach.
Okay.
And I've become very intentional about it. So currently my day job is I'm actually a senior nurse within the NHS. And I just know that's my calling, so much so that I've handed in my resignation. And I'm very intentional about doing things. And as of the 14th of July, I will no longer work for the NHS. People think I'm crazy because I'm on a wonderful salary, but that's not my calling. So it's about manoeuvring from knowing my calling and really stepping into that calling. So that's my issue. I don't want to call it an issue. That's my calling. I want to be a life coach. In fact, I will be a life coach. It's just what's the next step.
Okay. Take your notes.
There's a lot going on in my head, and I just keep having different. I don't know what to call, whether to call it revelation or business plans or what, but it just pops up like that. I might be walking on the road and something is happening. I'm an artist. I'm a creative person. I'm just endowed with all kinds of creativity. I use my hands a lot. I do a lot of things. I braid, I make clothes, and most of the things I do myself. But all self-taught. I didn't have to go to school or do anything, but I do them very well. So, I've been looking for a second hand. I've been searching seriously for someone to just be a second hand with what I do, so I can be able to produce my works. And now I'm delving into fashion, which I want to mix with my art. So there's a different plan, and I like to be practical, so I'm doing things that are Like, for example, I'll just use one example. It's something that came into my head. I'm thinking of having clothes that, some African women were very well endowed. So sometimes we don't know how to wear the right thing or fit into the right clothes that is suitable for an occasion. And we have varieties of styles that we, like in Nigeria, we wear a blouse and then we tie a wrapper, 2 types of wrapper. Sometimes we wear it with a skirt, sometimes we wear the same blouse with trousers. So I was thinking, okay, fine. We have kids, women have kids, and sometimes they have problems with the extra fat and all those things going in. So I was thinking of making a corset type of style that is versatile and can fit like three sizes. So I have a style that I have to put things that you can easily adjust them, you can easily remove and attach certain things to make it a different kind of top. But I just have these ideas. Every day I go to bed, I have series and series of ideas. Sometimes it haunts me. And I just need an extra hand to help me. That's all.
So you said extra hand?
That's all. And the second thing, that was why I started with because there was a lot of things. Just while we were eating, we're having breakfast, something came into my head. I was talking to my friend and she was like, all this food that we've just eaten, where is the rest? Where are the rest going to go to? Where are they going to? Are they going to throw them away? And I've always had the desire to help the less privileged. I call them less privileged because of, especially the old people, the disabled people, the children that don't have motherly care or family care. I've always had that desire, and I've walked around people like that. So I really want to use my art to help them. I want to start a workshop where I can teach people, because I love teaching. I'm very patient. I want to teach people. I want to work with old people, because there was time I worked with old people and they're like babies. They're lovely. They might be horrible 1 minute and the next minute they've forgotten what they did to you. So I just love working with them. To just get them. Sometimes they are lonely, they need people to talk to, they don't have the life that they used to have, they're frustrated, So I like to do things like that. It gives me joy. I'm very confident doing things like that. So I was thinking about the food now. And I was like, if only I had money, that's why I'm asking God to bless me. I can just go to these hotels, get a van, ask them to give me their leftover food, and then go to the streets and share it with people that can't afford to feed themselves. And at the same time, while you're sharing it, you're talking to them and getting to know them, whether they need help, whether they need Jesus, things like that. That was what came up to me just this morning. So that's why I said, So there were a lot of things. There could be more, but this is what I have now.
I'm thinking of something, rather than going all the way around, maybe because sometimes as she's talking,
things are coming together, because I wanted to ask you something.
Yeah, so go on.
These ideas, do you write them down that I picked up? Is the reason it's so is because you're not putting it on paper. So I too have the same thing, and I call it God downloading into me. He downloads into me, and He really does it at the most ridiculous time of the night when I want to sleep. I'm like, God, really? Yeah.
And you're tired.
That's when God really gets me. That 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning.
I always have a book.
Write it all down, because the Bible tells you very clearly, write the vision and make it plain. And you have to really hone it in and really make a decision which one it is.